From identity to impact, branding in sports, which is brought to you by B Brews, one of the official sponsors of Sportbiz this year. We've got managers, senior directors leading the way in brand and marketing at Genoa CFC, ASICS, EuroLeague Basketball, and B Brews. So, please welcome our lovely 4 speakers onto stage. Hello.
Well, good morning, everyone. We are really happy to be here. A few minutes ago, we have had the big reveal of the new Sportbiz brand. It's a very amazing moment for us. So it's why I wanted to thank to Laura, Patricio, and all the Sportbiz organization for trusting us. We are extremely proud of having had this opportunity. As main sponsors, we are thrilled to be here and to build a path together of growth. At B Brews, we believe that creativity and branding can truly change the game in sports. So I hope this conversation today gives us some inspiration and ideas on how sports brands are working daily on it. And today with us, we have an amazing panel, so we are going to enjoy a lot for sure. We have Sebastián Ballester, the marketing manager of ASICS Iberia. Also with us are Jacopo Pulicini, the marketing director at Genoa Football Club, and Cheni Esteve, the senior brand and marketing manager of EuroLeague Basketball. So let's welcome all of you. It's a pleasure for me sharing the stage with you. And let's start talking about branding and how you build strong brands, connecting with audiences and communicating with purpose. Sebastián, I will start with you. ASICS stands for Anima Sana in Corpore Sano. Not sure if everyone knows that acronym, but it's a purpose-driven brand that talks about healthy mind and healthy body. So how do you bring this philosophy to life in brand and marketing campaigns?
Well, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Not an easy one to start with, but yeah. So for us, it's really important, our founding philosophy, which is Anima Sana in Corpore Sano. We are playing in a highly competitive environment where it's not easy to differentiate or to stand out. We are playing with against corporations that have much more resources than us. So therefore, for us, it's really important to have a clear message and to differentiate. Most of the brands in the sports brand field, it's about winning at all costs, or they mostly talk about winning, get better, and so on. For us, it's different. We are Anima Sana in Corpore Sano, and we really want people to move to reach a perfect state of mind, or perfect balance between body and mind. Of course, we want our athletes to win. We want to win in the market, but it's not winning at all costs. We really want people to move because we know that sports brings you to the best of the perfect balance between body and mind. Then in marketing campaigns, for us, consistency, it's clear, consistency with our founding principle, and long-term thinking. Because when you are not true to your principles or what you stand for, and you start changing, then this is not working in building the brand in consumers' mind. So from our side, it's consistency over the years, about perfect balance between body and mind, and long-term thinking that is going to build the brand within consumers' mind.
Oh, thank you, Sebastian. It's amazing how ASICS built the brand. I would like you, if you can take a look on the history behind the brand, because it's amazing. And well, from purpose to heritage, I will start now with Jacopo. Genoa, it's the oldest football club in Italy. How do you preserve that unique heritage while staying relevant to new generations? Because nowadays, how the people live football, it's very different. So, please.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. This is really a key factor. It's a challenge because here we see something about Genoa. Maybe not everybody knows the club. Is the oldest Italian football club founded in 1893, and the challenge is properly that we want to stay and to keep this heritage, but at the same time to innovate as much as we can. And as Sebastian was saying, we are also living in a context, in a scenario very competitive. We are not the biggest club in Italy. We are not winning like Napoli, unfortunately. Hopefully we can in the next decade, I don't know. And so we have to push on both sides, innovation for sure, but also tradition, because we have to be loyal with our community, and our strategy is to bring at the center of our strategy, our marketing strategy, our brand strategy, our fan base, our community. So we try to innovate, but always keeping them with us, and it's the most important thing for us. For example, many clubs try to innovate, maybe going further, maybe really going beyond what is their DNA. We try to do so, but first of all, we try always to be with our community, which is our core and forever will be. For example, we used to involve our old people in our campaigns, and it's not necessarily old and boring, involve something old or being historical or being cultural, but I think new generations are appreciating also this aspect of the club. We are culture, we are the oldest club in Italy, we involve our people, our fans, even the oldest one, and I think this is works for us because we are different of the other clubs. Yeah.
Thank you, Jacopo. Very interesting. So the first question for EuroLeague, Chenia. Maybe it's tricky, but EuroLeague is also competing with NBA in terms of attention, as both are the biggest international basketball leagues. How do you differentiate your brand as the premium European basketball product, and in also doing it in different markets? I imagine that here you have a lot of presence, but maybe in other parts of the world, not that much that you would like. So how you do it?
Yeah, definitely. Hi everyone, and thank you for having us here. Well, yeah, you say it very, very rightly. We don't have the same presence across different markets. But before jumping into this NBA question and comparison, which is lately super on the media, I would like to say that we not only compete against the NBA, and I understand the comparison again, but we compete against, let's say, all form of entertainment. We're fighting for people's attention, for people's time. So when it comes to getting this spot into anyone's daily life, we're not only competing against the NBA again. We're competing against streaming platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime. We're competing against live entertainment events. So the fight is there, and going into, let's say, deeper into this question and more traditional branding positioning question and comparison, I would like to say that we don't want to be anyone else's but ourselves. We're just simply being us. When it comes to EuroLeague, I think we are an eclectic league, completely different from the NBA. Let's say, we're rooted in the cultural truth that we have across the different teams in different markets that we are present. We are deeply tied to our local communities. We are coach-driven, we are player-oriented, we are tactical, we are essence, we're basketball at its purest. We are not about show, which let's say that we're working towards it, but our essence is based on, let's say, those more pure ingredients of basketball. So when it comes to, let's say, define our league, we like to say that one of our unique values and one of our unique qualities is that we are the most competitive league, basketball league in the world. And our claim in this sense is every game matters, because every game really matters. It's not just a tagline. It's about, and I won't get deeper into the calendar of competition format because that would be crazy, but every game really matters when it comes to getting to these final stages of the competition. Aligned with this, and apart from this player and coach-oriented league, we're also about fans. Our fan base is what really drives us. And aligned with this, for this season, we work on a brand campaign for the league tip-off, which was like fan center only. We just finished our 25th anniversary, and thinking a little bit outside this box that we have been traditional in, we tried to, let's say, do things differently and put the fan in the center of our campaign for this season, bringing again this identity and this local tradition and this community relation at the spotlight. And we believe that we reach our goals with the campaign that we released a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I would like this to be displayed if possible, because there was nothing scripted, there was nothing like written down, but we just went through a, let's say, global casting across different markets we're present in, and we tried to select those most interesting stories, trying to represent the 20 teams that we will have for this season. So I don't know if the video is ready or not, but.
In terms of choosing a team, you don't get to choose. It's something that you're born into, it's something that you love.
I grew up with this team, it's a part of my family.
Fenerbahçe, it's my passion. It's history, it's local pride.
Every game is an experience you won't get ever again.
It's an unbelievable emotion. You can explain with words.
All the youngest guys that are really good want to come here and play here.
We got something to all together.
So now all my life is about Olimpia Milano. I cry every time because it's so emotional for me.
11,500 people there is shouting and screaming. The emotions were overwhelming. We cannot explain it.
Undescribable. You have to be there to understand.
This place is rocking.
That was a little bit the intention of, let's say, putting the fans at the spot and highlighting these qualities that we believe that are like natural, organically born inside the league, inside the clubs.
Thank you, Chania. Amazing job. It's very good masterpiece. And at the very end, the fans are the most important part of the brand, because they are the followers. And I think that in the first round of questions, what we learned, it's about being yourself, purpose, and keep this heritage that at the end give you the guidance for building the future. So let's go again with A6. On the 6th of October, you launched a global campaign for the World Mental Health Day, called the Everyday Escape. How do you how do you make such a global campaign, because it's a global campaign, connect with Iberian consumers and activate it in the local market?
Yeah, well, would have loved to play the video, but it was under a strict embargo until 1 day ago, so could not share. But if you look into YouTube, the Everyday Escape, it's the new campaign we have launched around the World Mental Health Day, which is really nice. So as I was explaining before, for us, connecting body and mind is our platform, and it's our heritage. It's what we want, what we expect from the people. We want them to move, to stand up from the couch and do a sport, move to really feel better. And so this year, so we have the insight that many people do long travels. I go to Thailand and I go to relax, or I go to a 1 week resort, so just to relax. And getting this insight, so for us it was, okay, you don't need to go that far to feel better. Your everyday escape is moving, is do a sport. So because it's proven that if you do a sport, you're gonna feel better. So we have this Everyday Escape campaign, global campaign, that we are now pushing mainly during this week, this World Mental Health Day week. But at local level, we also want to connect. So we are a huge company, global company, and we have certain campaigns that come from global, but we also want to activate and to resonate with local consumers. So what we did yesterday, it was to set up a fake travel agency in the middle of Barcelona. And this travel agency was not for booking travels to Thailand or wherever to have a relax. It was a travel agency that was offering yoga classes on site, high intensity training on site, and running tours during the whole day. So everybody in the city of Barcelona could enjoy an everyday escape. So it's a local campaign connected with the global campaign that yesterday resonated with Barcelona consumers, but at the end of the week and coinciding with the World Mental Health Day, we're gonna have a campaign around that. So as a summary, so taking the global concept and the insight, we managed to do something locally that will resonate yesterday in the city and at the end of the week with all the Spanish and Portuguese consumers.
Very interesting. I watched the spot also, because I did some homework, of course, for doing these questions, although I need the paper. And it's a very nice campaign. I followed the last year campaign also, the desk break, yeah. And well, it's very inspiring. Let's continue with Geno again. Well, Italian clubs are strongly rooted in tradition. Yeah. Although in the last 20 to 30 years we are facing a huge change in football industry, well, in everything, but it's affecting football industry. The way that fans are connecting with the game and the clubs. So how do you modernize the communication, adapt it without losing this club's essence that you mentioned that it's really important for you?
Yeah. And there's a lot of competition even here, because even middle clubs like Genoa are competing very much on these in the game, but also beyond the game. And I don't know, clubs like Como, like Venezia are pushing so hard on innovation on the cultural side of the clubs. So there's a big competition also here. But even here, what we have also always in mind is that our fan has to be with us. in every path. So if we go far away from the club on other territories, we have to bring them with us, for sure, because the sentiment in a local place, in a local community, in a local team like Genoa is always the same thing. The mood of our results, the mood of the city, the mood around the team is made by our community. So when we push, and we push sometimes, in terms of innovation, in terms of activities, I make some example later, we have to bring with us all of our community. And slowly, I see that they are appreciating this kind of things. It's always a thin boundary, because if you go too far, the comment is always think about football, don't think about marketing, let's think about results. You are not winning the game, but slowly they are enjoying also what is outside, also what is beyond football, also what is cultural, and they see the value in terms of maybe, I don't know, potential revenues for the club, but also the prestige that some campaigns, some activities, some contents that maybe went viral in the globe, it's a value for them in terms of proudness for the club. So they see Genoa, the name of Genoa maybe, that it's that went beyond Genoa, beyond Italy, and is becoming a value. I make just an example. We made a partnership with Netflix to launch the Squid Game movie, and we made a lot of stuff in the stadium. We made an ironic video with the players, and it was a very delicate moment of the season. We weren't winning at all, but it was against Napoli, actually, so Leonardo maybe remembers well. We played at home. But despite we lost the game, the people appreciated a lot this kind of activities, because they see the value of innovation for the club. Keeping loyal and keeping close to our DNA, always creating an authentic narrative and close to the club, but they are starting to appreciate and enjoying these kind of activities that are not common. For example, one club in Premier League did the exact campaign in the same time. It was before Christmas last season, and the sentiment was really bad. So bring people with them, with us. It's always the first aspect, I think.
Yeah, creativity is important, but you need to understand
the moment.
Yeah, the moment and everything. Well, continuing with this topic of adapting and connecting with new generations, I would like to ask to EuroLeague also, in basketball, audiences are very young also and digital, so how do you adapt EuroLeague's communication, storytelling to connect with Gen Z and digital-first solutions?
Well, our audience is half-half. A couple of seasons ago, our traditional consumer was a man in his 40s approx, so we're trying to keep this age range down. And obviously we've done like different steps I'll talk about now, but the most important thing for us is just to understand how these Gen Z interests are, which are these interests, which are their tastes, which are the motivations that move them to consume basketball or whatever they're consuming. And in this sense, we also believe that it's like interesting to know where they are. So the moment you know where they are and which are their interests and how they consume content in this sense, I think you find the right formula to address your content and your product accordingly. In this sense, and we've done like small little steps towards this. We did some collaborations last season with TikTok, obviously like reigning platform around for these younger generations. We have just recently extended this collaboration for this season, which is a huge step for us. And obviously the way that we will display our content, it will not just be the traditional place you can think of when you think of basketball, but it will be also about telling personal stories and giving them a different approach and a different display of what's basketball about. In this sense, we've been like thinking a lot and trying to draw different strategies. And one of the ones that we have like now in place and we're starting to, let's say, working on a more deeply way is to put our athletes the front line of everything. We're creating different player-first initiatives, and that means, let's say, trying to help them, these players, these athletes, to improve their personal brand. So the way we approach this is we believe it's a win-win, actually. We believe that they will have some more visibility and more, let's say, empowered personal brands. And in that sense, it will shine also a brighter light on the leagues on the league they are competing in. So having, let's say, these brand ambassadors first initiatives, having this personal touch on any story that we can tell on these new platforms that these new generations are in, we believe is the right formula, even though challenging, but the right way to approach this new generation and trying to give this audience what they're looking for, actually.
For sure, it's about platforms because new generations are using new platforms that maybe none of us are on it. And well, thank you. It's a very interesting approach. Also, the way you are thinking about putting the players on the front, because this is also branding. So the branding of your players and your teams in the competitions are also EuroLeague branding. So it's really important. Okay, Sebastian, again, sports brands today are expected to stand for something. We already understood what's ASICS standing for, but how do you balance the performance-driven campaigns with the purpose campaigns? Because at the end, we all know that it's about market share, it's about sales, it's about numbers.
Yeah, that's true. In the end, our main KPIs are business linked, let's say. I would say we work in two different layers. So there's one layer that, if we have resources enough, it's all year long brand building communication. So it's the brand campaign for the year, or in a specific moment of the season, such this one with this World Mental Health campaign. But campaigns that are, as mentioned before, are consistent with our DNA and that talk about the brand, founding principle, and link with Anima Sana in Corpore Sano. Then on a second layer, there are different moments of the year where we have our main launches. So our main product launches, of course we have communication around them, and we have to talk about the tangible benefit. So what they will bring to your tennis or to your running or to your trail running, but also in this product campaign we talk about not only about the performance of the product, but also what will deliver to you in terms of how well are you going to feel. So first layer, brand building campaigns, and second in product, but in the product campaigns we also talk about the balance with body and mind. So product benefit linked to body, and then what the product is make you feel or does make you feel, like when you go for a long run or when you go to play a tennis match or a paddle match. So how do you feel? So it's important for us to continue building when we launch products in this balance between body and mind.
Thank you. Branding and purpose is always important for you, but also you try to reach your goals and KPIs, business KPIs. Jacopo, Genoa is an Italian football club, so you are located in Italy, Serie A, but of course you want to reach worldwide audiences. How is Genoa using social media platforms or digital activations to reach people from all over the world, and how you adapt the communication in different markets.
And it's really hard for a club of our scale to reach global audiences. But I think that the digital revolution we had in the last, 20 years made possible to have some occasions, to have some opportunities, and to exploit the storytelling of the clubs. Think about it. First, it was impossible for a club to tell itself to an audience, to an international audience. Now, with social media, we have our audiences, we have our followers, we can reach followers around the world, and we can tell them our values, our history, our contents to a very different people than the usuals. So, for example, we play a lot around this, and we try to connect with. Basically, we are doing a strategy very close to our city. So we connect what are the most international things about our city, well known in the world, like, I don't know, Portofino or some historical facts, and we put in the center of our storytelling. For example, we have a video now of a campaign we made with Boca Juniors, because Boca Juniors, let's see the video before.
Chao, Ceneice. ¿Cómo estás? Puede que no lo recuerdes, pero vos y yo nos conocemos desde que éramos niños. Cierto, hay un océano entre nosotros. Y no tenemos los mismos colores, pero nos gusta vivir en lugares coloridos. Somos gente de mar. Compartimos los mismos gustos. Nuestras tradiciones también son similares. Tú dices... Boludo. Yo digo... Claro, ustedes tienen al Diego. Pero nosotros también tenemos uno. Este es nuestro Boca. Esta es nuestra 12. Y esta camiseta está dedicada a ti, hermano.
Actually, they scored the goal in this scene, but live.
A Ceneice, desde el principio y para siempre.
And yeah, this was just an example of how we use the history of the city, because La Boca is a neighborhood in Buenos Aires, founded by Genovese immigrant in the early 19th century. And we use this friendship that is real and authentic. It's in our stands, in our stadium. You see and you saw people with Boca Juniors shirts you already seen in the past years, but we highlight this, and we put in the center of this campaign with this special jersey with Kappa, and we obtain an audience, an incredible audience in Argentina, obviously, because the story is well known in Genoa, less in Boca Juniors. That is a huge club, maybe one of the biggest clubs in the world, in South America for sure, and this helps us to reach a very wide audience just around the marketing activity. How we can reach that kind of audience on pitch. It's quite hard, not playing Champions League, not playing Euros. And so we try to find these cultural stories and to highlight in these kind of campaigns. And now we have plenty of Argentinian crazy fans that commenting Genoa games, and it creates a story, it creates a relation that they're already there, but now it's more solid. Yeah, so it's a matter of find the story relevant for some people, some audiences, and elevate them.
This is real branding, and it's really smart how you take the city or important things that maybe are outside the club, but although it's part from the club, and spread it around with your communication, your heritage and essence. It's amazing.
And the similar strategy, sorry to interrupt you, we made on our away kit of this season, because our away kit is basically the St. George flag, that is the red cross on white. It's because we are founded by English people, and it's because the legend says that that flag was born in Genoa. So basically we made a video similar to that one, telling English people, listen, the flag is ours. And we create really a great buzz. I think it's the same flag of Barcelona because it's very common. Yeah. But the legend says the first city to adopt that flag was Genoa, and so we built around that.
Thank you, Jacopo. I think that we will have almost the last question for Chenia. Well, EuroLeague has very historic clubs that are competing each other, but you also want to open new markets, and I understand that it's why this year you celebrate the first time of your history, the EuroLeague Final Four in another market, Abu Dhabi in this case, United Arab Emirates. How do you create unified brand while respecting local clubs' identities, trying to go to new markets? I think that it was a strong and difficult challenge this year, so if you can talk a little bit about it.
Sure. Well, I wouldn't say it was a difficult challenge. It was a challenge, definitely, to explain to our audiences that we were bringing let's say, the event outside Europe for the first time. But obviously the league is growing, and that comes with market expansion by itself. So yeah, the way we approach this, and that's very familiar, I think, Jacopo, in this sense, this will resonate with your reality, but our reality is that we embrace unity in diversity. Like, we need to embrace this diversity, and that's actually what makes the EuroLeague stand out when compared to other sports properties, especially. We have from Lithuanian clubs, one club actually, to Italian, to Greeks, to Turkish, to Spanish, passing by Serbian, so and more. The goal here is to treat them in the way that they feel respected, that their brand are, let's say, kept as they are. You're not trying. You don't need to modify, and you don't have to modify anything they're built into, because that would be super unrespectful and respectful, and that would play against the league itself. So the way we embrace this diversity is by respecting, by trying to find the perfect balance and formula when treating all of them. The spot you just saw, it's like very curated when it comes to teams exposure and teams balance, because that's something that everyone competes at, and we need to be very careful about it. But we embrace this diversity, and not only us actually, but also the clubs, and to display this in a very clear way. I think a couple of seasons ago, maybe 3, FC Barcelona hosted a game in October against FC Bayern here in Barcelona, and obviously there's this Oktoberfest mood that all Bavarian people celebrate, and so they did not receive the Bavarians with beer on court, obviously in the arena, but in a way they tried to, let's say, dress the arena with all kind of Bavarian attire, messages in German. So the clubs themselves embrace this cultural diversity we're born into, and not to go that long ago, but just recently, as you mentioned, in Abu Dhabi, when the 4 teams landed in the UAE for the first time, obviously it was first experience for everyone. The way, the reception that they prepare, Emirati cultural reception with falcons, with traditional dances, with live music, that was amazing. I mean, the experience that these teams lived in the territory was that great that the surprise was for everyone. I mean, not just for them. We were aware of this cultural traditional reception, but even us, from the league standpoint, were like greatly surprised. It's a learning process. It's super enrichful. Like, you cannot stop learning of other cultures, other traditions, this blend of traditional cultures and historic clubs with new markets, and so it's just amazing. It's what makes the EuroLeague unique, and actually it's what we're pushing for, and the direction we will be heading towards.
Congrats. I think that the challenge you accomplished very well, and well, I think that we have 3 minutes. Do you want to say something else. Not sure if someone wants to explain everything that we forgot it or we left outside. Not. So maybe we can close it.
If
Okay.
Just to, as we are talking about branding and so on, so for me, as key takeaways is the long-term thinking and the consistency in the things we do. I think that it's a message that we all have shared here, and not only thinking in something that in a punctual way can work, but always trying to build a brand on a long-term basis. It's what I would say as a very, very short summary on the stories that we have shared.
Yes, no, thanks everyone for the inspiring conversations, also examples. And I think that we learned today that branding is more much than a logo and typography or colors. It's about purpose, creativity, authenticity, and long term, as Sebastian said. So please join me giving a big applause to everyone of the panel.